Hey guys, thanks for watching DIY BRI. Today I'm going to show you guys how to replace a fuel filter on a Chevy Silverado. So this next step is optional. I recommend removing the fuel pump fuse or the fuel pump relay. What this is going to do is lower the amount of fuel pressure that's in the fuel lines so that you don't spill as much fuel out onto the floor. Generally the fuel pump relay or fuse is underneath the hood in the fuse box. Pull the fuse box cover off and it'll have a diagram in here that'll have your fuel pump relay, your fuel pump fuse. Locate either the fuse or the relay and remove it. First you want to start the engine. Then remove your fuel pump relay. Alright guys, removing the fuel pump relay here is going to lower the fuel pressure in the lines a little bit. Now to relieve additional fuel pressure in the fuel system, it's recommended that you pull the fuel cap off as well. Alright guys, so typically GM normally puts the fuel filter on the driver's side, which is the same side that the fuel filler is on. So along the frame rail of the truck, somewhere along there through the lines is going to be the fuel filter. It's not a bad idea to grab a flashlight and then just get underneath the truck and take a look at where it's at. Guys, so just look along the frame rail here and you can see there's brake lines and then there's also the main fuel line there, which goes to your fuel filter there. Alright guys, it's a good idea to have a drain pan to drain some of the fuel into so you don't spill it all over the floor. It's not a bad idea to spray a little WD-40 on the line connections. As far as the tools that you need, I recommend some rubber gloves so you don't get fuel on your hands. You're going to need a 20mm wrench and a 16mm open end wrenches. Alright guys, so first spray the lines with a little WD-40. Last thing you want to do is break one of these fuel lines. First take your 20mm wrench and put it onto the fuel filter. Then take your 16mm and put it on the fuel line. Once you loosen it up with the wrenches, you can start just twisting it out by hand. Now it's time to go ahead and disconnect the other side. Now it's time to go ahead and reinstall your fuel filter. Make sure you look for the arrow for the direction of the fuel flow. The fuel flow obviously goes from the gas tank up to the engine. Go ahead and tighten up the fuel lines to the fuel filter with your hands first. Tighten up the fuel lines. And that's all there is to it. Now it's just time to prime the fuel system and start the engine.